What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. No, I'm not laying down on the job today. I'm actually down here because I feel like it is my job to show you guys how to start doing the full sit-up right. The full sit-up has been demonized in most ab training programs. Told you to stop doing it a long time ago. Start using planks instead of it because the full sit-up will ruin your back. And I can tell you this, the full sit-up as a physical therapist could be a pretty bad exercise if you're not doing it right. Now, we know that the sit-up is an exercise that we actually can't get away from depending upon what we do for a living. If you are somebody who's in the military or the police academy or a firefighter, you're going to have to do sit-ups. So you might as well learn how to do them the right way. Here's the key. If you're going to do the full sit-up, you want to make sure the only thing you focus on is what is your pelvis doing at all times. Now, with my pants, we're going to actually be able to see what's going on here pretty easily. We have both a posterior tilt where our low back is in contact with the ground and our butt is kind of curved up and under. And then we have an anterior tilt where our butt and pelvis tilt forward this way. And you can see that there's space between my low back and the floor. Now if you look at this part of my pants right here, you'll be able to see that when we're in a posterior tilt, it's kind of angled a little bit straighter ahead. And when I go into an anterior tilt, it's curved down more. Now when we initiate the movement, we have to start from a posterior position and end in a posterior position without ever going into an anterior tilt at any point in the motion. Because what happens is the exercise starts getting grilled, rightly so, when you go from that anterior posterior because you're causing a shearing force between your vertebrae. And when you get that, you're actually passing that through into your spine, into the discs of your spine. You get a breakdown of the ring or the annular fibers around your disc that can eventually lead to a leak or a rupture of your disc. So what you want to do is get into that posterior tilt. So we do that by curling the butt under. And then we initiate the curl on the way up. From there all the way through, keeping that posterior tilt. Okay, we come down nice and slow, eccentrically, and we come back up again. What you don't want to do is you don't want to anchor your feet when you start the exercise. Why? Because as soon as you anchor your feet, watch what happens. I have my feet under here. If I pull, right, to anchor myself and actually give me some leverage, look what happens. Right there into an anterior tilt. We know that hip flexion or hip flexor activation will pull our pelvis into an anterior tilt. Well, now what happens? We go from an anterior tilt, then into a posterior tilt. There's the shear. That's what you don't want. So you never want to hook your feet, especially not in the beginning of the exercise. You can actually get away from it a little bit as you get all the way up to the top because you've already completed the motion. It's not shearing with motion. That's going to be the worst thing. So you want to be safe. Just keep your feet out of it. Get down to that posterior tilt. Keep your feet off of the anchor and come straight up from here. And go back down again. Okay? Like I said, guys, it's all about the pelvis and what you do with it that determines whether or not this exercise is a shit exercise, like it's been called, or not bad at all if you do it right. Guys, like I said early on, some people, first responders, military personnel, police officers, firefighters, you're going to have to do sit-ups as part of your testing, let alone part of your training. If you're going to do it, you want to do it right. For those guys, we're actually releasing a brand new program next week, ATHLEAN Special Tactics. It's made for the guys that are preparing for the physical readiness exams in any of those fields. And we're going to help you do it and get better, not just at the exercises that are being called for there, but to improve your strength levels as well. I think it's one of the most overlooked aspects of the physical readiness exams. We're going to have you covered there, a 30-day training program to get you ready for any one of your physical readiness exams. That will be available at ATHLEAN-X. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know whatever else you want to see here on Watchboard Wednesday, and we will cover it. Alright guys, we'll be back here again in just a few more days with another new video for you. See ya.